Imagine a tool in which you describe the application you need to code, and within moments, its prototype is running online. I will show you Contember Studio with AI Ember to do that. Let's get started. I need a car logbook application. This application simplifies company vehicle management by enabling drivers to log journeys and managers to review and approve them, with the added functionality of comments and tags. Now Ember is analyzing our requirements and preparing a rough description of the newly created application. Ember has prepared a description of what we can expect as output, and also a warning about what Ember can't prepare. Finally, we get a simplified description of the type of application it is. In our case, it's an internal information system. The next step is defining user roles. In our application, we will need two, driver and manager. Here, Ember is trying to prepare descriptions of scenarios that the given role should be able to do or perform. After defining the basic user roles, Ember checks to make sure we haven't forgotten any roles. Everything is fine. We can proceed. Now we are facing the task of defining basic user flows. Journey log. As a driver, I can create a journey log, including the start and end locations, distance traveled, time spent, and purpose of the trip. I can add tag to journey. Now, Ember is trying to fit my requirements into the context of the application. It is trying to come up with minor details that I might have forgotten when defining the requirements. I will gradually define three basic flows that I require from the application. Journey approval. As a manager, I can review the journey logs submitted by the drivers. I can approve the journeys if they meet the company's criteria or return them with comments for further clarification. These labels are fully editable, so if you need to specify them further, you can. Commenting. As a manager and driver, I can add new comments to the journey. And after completing the last flow, we let Ember check if we have forgotten to define any significant flow that might be missing in the context, and it may suggest one for us to add. Everything is ready to generate the application model connected to the strong access control list that the Contember platform offers. We'll speed up this part a bit. And after a moment of waiting, we have the entire application schema generated. We can adjust access rules, add properties to entities, or add entirely new entities. For this demonstration, I won't be making any adjustments to the suggested schema right now. We'll look at that in another video. Now we are approaching the final phase where the power of Contember and Studio lies. We'll deploy the generated application to the Contember cloud platform, and within moments, we'll log into the application prototype. Here, it is possible to download the generated Contember application source code and subsequently modify what is needed in the code. Contember is an open-source toolkit for front-end developers to build and run custom backends with ease. At the same time, we get a deploy token, and the application will send an invitation to our email to generate a password for the application administrator, whom we will then log into the application. After opening the link from the email, creating a password, and subsequently logging in, we will access our application, where a pre-generated administration of basic entities awaits us. When you open the source code of the Contember application, you can precisely identify this interface in the code and fully edit it to suit your needs. After unzipping the downloaded source code and opening the folder in Visual Studio Code, you can navigate through the source files of the defined model and the entire UI described in React components. In the Contember interface documentation, you can read all the necessary additional information on how each component works. I hope you enjoyed this small demonstration of what is already possible to generate with Ember, our AI assistant, in Contember Studio. The introduction of how you can then directly deploy the application in the Contember Cloud service is just the icing on the cake. Every day, we train Ember to generate better and better results. So stay tuned for the next video, where we will show you her next virtual steps.